Welcome to Tuesday, my friends. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Heat advisory remains in effect. Heat indices dangerously close to 100 as we have near record highs. I'll break down your weather forecast for the rest of the day. Any relief on the way from the humidity? We'll talk more about that in minutes.
Also, presidential pressure in Michigan. The January 6th committee shows how Donald Trump's campaign to hold on to power reached into our state. Plus, here's Paula.
I'll introduce you to the 15-year-old Riverview kid whose superpowers turns out to be nailing the most impossible physical obstacle course on the international stage.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Pamela Osborne. Karen Drew is on assignment. First at 4, we're sweltering under another blast of heat on the first official day of summer. We are halfway through a heat advisory, sunshine and humidity teaming up to make it muggy and miserable. We could even break a record. Let's get right over to Andrew Humphrey. Andrew, did we break that record yet? Because it sure does feel like it.
We're getting closer to it, Pamela. 96 is the record high set back in 1933. Heat advisory in effect for Detroit and all of southeast Michigan, record or no record being tied or broken, with temperatures right now that are soaring above 90. 91 as far north as Sandusky, 90 degrees right on the nose over in Port Huron, while it's now 95, 1 degree shy of that record high of 96 over at Metro Airport. It is at 96 degrees for our friends at City Airport, 95 over in Howell. And the humidity making it feel like it's closer to 100 or even hotter. 101 is the current heat index over in Flint. Feels like it's almost 100 with 99 over in Mount Clemens. So do what you can to stay cool. If you're indoors where it's air conditioned, that is the place to be. But for folks who are going outside, stay hydrated with water and limit your strenuous activity. 95 right now, and we stay near 90 degrees even through the dinner hour. Heat advisory is expected to expire at 8 p.m. After that, still quite warm with temperatures in the 80s. We'll talk more about lower humidity for tomorrow in minutes.
Michigan election officials and lawmakers are center stage as the January 6th committee highlights more of the events leading up to the attack on the Capitol. Today's hearing focused on efforts at every level of government to flip the results of the 2020 presidential election. Kimberly Gill joins us from the newsroom. And Kim, the committee showed testimony that the massive pressure campaign reached into our state, right?
It did. Good afternoon to you, Pam. Today's hearing did show several examples of how local and state officials, including here in Michigan, were being asked to overturn the 2020 election results. The committee says it was happening even though former President Trump was told numerous times there was no evidence of widespread fraud. Congressman Adam Schiff says this was all about Trump holding on to power.
Anyone who got in the way of Donald Trump's continued hold on power after he lost the election was the subject of a dangerous and escalating campaign of pressure.
Schiff said that pressure was applied through phone calls, text messages, public protests, and threats. Lawmakers in Michigan were among those targeted, including Republican Majority Leader in the state Senate, Mike Shirkey. Things got scary for Michigan's Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, as well. You may remember the Democrat was surrounded by protesters in her own home.
You're a threat to democracy. You're a threat to free and honest election.
The uncertainty of that was what was the fear. Like, are they coming with guns? Are they going to attack my house? I'm in here with my kid. You know, I'm trying to put him to bed. And so it was, that was the scariest moment, just not knowing what was going to happen.
And those were just two of the Michiganders who popped up during today's presentation. Our coverage of the hearing will continue at 5 with more from Washington. Plus, also tonight at 6, we'll be talking to Secretary of State Benson about her testimony and her reaction to the hearings. And by the way, the next public hearing is going to be Thursday. So for now, Pam, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that report.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. New testimony about a horrifying school shooting in Uvalde, Texas is sure to devastate the families of the victims even further. The Texas public safety chief testified saying there were enough officers on the scene to stop the gunman 3 minutes after he entered the building. They didn't make their move for more than an hour. Also, you may have heard police thought the door to a classroom was locked. The chief now says it was not, and there's no indication officers tried to open the door. We also have this screen grab from a school security camera. The image comes from a local newspaper and shows officers in the hallway with rifles and a shield by 11:52 a.m. That was 19 minutes after the gunman entered the school. In the past, law enforcement has said they were waiting for more backup and weapons. The school attack killed 19 students and 2 teachers. The police response is under local, state, and federal investigation. We'll have more details on the new timeline that's emerging now when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. And Detroit police hope new video will help catch a suspect in a drive-by shooting from earlier this month. Take a look. Police just released this video from June 11th. You can see a light-colored SUV drive past a home on Clover Lawn. Police say someone fired several shots. You hear them there, striking 4 men between the ages of 30 and 44 inside. Thankfully, each has been released from the hospital. If you have any information that could lead to an arrest, call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers. Remember, you can remain anonymous. A stretch of I-94 is reopened after 2 people died in a fiery crash. It happened this morning in the westbound lanes at Beach Daly and Taylor. State police say a pickup truck was hit by a car, which led to the truck hitting a semi. The car and pickup truck both caught fire in a ditch. Both drivers died from severe burns. The semi-truck driver was not hurt. The debate over a $60 million tax break for Dan Gilbert's latest Bedrock project will continue for at least another week. You're looking at some Drone 4 video of the project on the site of the former Hudson's department store. There's a proposal on the table to give Bedrock $6 million in tax savings for the next 10 years. The city council postponed a vote today. Several residents showed up with questions about that offer.
I am against Dan Gilbert getting any more funds. I don't think he should get any additional tax breaks unless he can show us as citizens and those who are residents how many he's hiring in the city.
That's one of the big questions facing the project. Others also wondered if Bedrock needs the tax breaks. Supporters say the project will bring more jobs into the city and could attract more development. We'll, of course, keep you posted. The Kellogg Company has been a major corporate player in the state of Michigan for more than 100 years, but it's about to make some pretty major changes. It's going to split into 3 separate companies, one focusing on cereals, another on snacks, and the third on plant-based foods. The Kellogg name will be on the snack company, which now accounts for 80% of its business. Right now, no new names have been announced for the other 2 spinoffs. They'll remain headquartered in Battle Creek. The snack company will be based in Chicago with a campus in Battle Creek. New at 5, Jason Colthorpe is in Battle Creek right now looking into what this means for the city and to see what ripple effects might be felt across the state. In this next story, be prepared to be wowed by feats of physical magic as a downriver teen hurls himself through the air, performing superhuman displays of strength. If it sounds like hype, it's not. It's what happened on NBC's show American Ninja Warrior last night. Paula Tepman joins us live from where the teenager trains, and look at all the work that goes into this, Paula.
So Pamela, I need full disclosure. They're not human. They're lemurs. They have to be lemurs. So you see this stuff? I can't do that. And what they're doing, I can't do that either. In fact, very few people really, relatively speaking, can do that, which is why what this 15-year-old is actually doing is phenomenal. I think there was a song written many years ago about this 15-year-old from Riverview. It goes something like, that daring young man with the greatest of ease flew through the air. Now the song says something about a trapeze, except for Ethan Gardalski, you'd need to exchange the word trapeze for whatever that crazy, absolutely impossible piece of apparatus is, designed by the NBC show American Ninja Warrior, because last night on the qualifiers, he nailed it.
Here, I'm thinking about getting a big swing.
This is Ethan at Grips Gym in Southfield, a gym designed for people whose superpowers are hidden beneath the veneer of being...
Then grab this sideways.
Well, ordinary. Except this is no ordinary athlete. He is an outrageously talented athlete who's performing with a platform that, you know what? It's okay to not be okay.
And do a kickflip. I think it's okay to not be okay means, like, you should know that it's okay to, like, have issues. And it's okay to talk about them.
He suffered from depression and debilitating anxiety. His parents say he was teased and bullied relentlessly in school.
He struggled in middle school to a point where we pulled him out. 8th grade, he went back into a public school. Things were going okay. and COVID hit.
They actually welcomed the isolation of remote learning because of COVID, but this prowess actually popped out prior. 4 short years ago, Ethan, looking for a way to get away from his tormentors, met another lanky, unassuming Michigander named Phil Scott, who happens to have Asperger's syndrome, and also wowed the crowds with his American Ninja Warrior-styled ability.
It's been so great to see him grow up into the young man he's become. I know when he first came into the gym, he was very much kind of like me when I was his age, very shy, very quiet.
It's not just about your pure strength, it's about how well you can throw yourself through the air with your body weight.
You can watch him problem solving, thinking on his feet and with his fingers.
I like to really think about each obstacle individually, break them down, and then run through the course in my head a bunch of times.
And in case you were wondering, yep, he advanced to the semifinals. Yeah, I totally nailed it. I saw it last night and I was like, what? Who is this kid? So obviously quarterfinals still going on. Keep watching NBC and American Ninja Warrior because the finals, the semifinals will be in the next couple of weeks. It's already been pre-recorded. They know how he does. They're not saying. We just have to wait and see. Pamela, they're lemurs.
They really are.
They're not human.
I don't know how they do it, and I don't know what's more powerful, his performance or the message that he's bringing to people. We certainly look forward to see what he and some of the other people there do next. Thank you, Paula.